So Charles Barkley, your friend, used to be one of your favorite players.
Charles Barkley used to be my favorite player.
Tell me about it.
He's not my favorite player now, not because I don't like him. It's because my boys are my favorite players now.
Okay, so your favorite player was on Mike and Mike this morning, and he had something to say about your playing time in college and then your overall approach to the media. So let's take a listen, and then I want to get your response.
Okay.
You got to understand, Mike, they probably weren't interviewing guys who average 2 points a game in college. So now he's getting his interviews, and everybody's going to put him on because he says catchy stuff. But listen, like I said, I think his kid's probably the #1 player in the draft, and I wish he would let his kid shine. I mean, listen, once I found out he averaged 2 points a game, listen, you need to slow your roll. You says I didn't win the championship, and I said to myself, I need to go back and Google this guy, because maybe I missed the ball era when he was dominating and winning championship everywhere.
He missed the ball era when you were dominating and winning championships everywhere.
That's what I'm talking about. See, Charles got to go Google me for what? He wants some press. I'm not going to Google Charles. He want to play one-on-one or what all this, and he said I averaged 2 points. Who cares? I know he don't want to play no one-on-one because he's too big. He better stay behind them TNT and eat them donuts. But
he said that he wanted to go one-on-one with you.
He don't want to do it. He's just talking. He just want more press now, see? The only thing he's talking about, he ain't even talking about basketball no more. He just got to come at me so he can stay relevant. Because it looked like he fading now. Poor Charles.
Poor
That's
Charles.
my boy, but poor Charles.
Poor Charles. Okay, so...
He'll be all right, though. I'll send him some Krispy Kreme donuts, and, he'll be my friend again.
So, Chuck, if you're listening, you can respond to that. Meanwhile, did you hear what he had to say? He said he wants you to let his boys play. Is there any truth to that you're taking from them playing?
How am I stopping them from playing? They're out on the court. If you stop somebody, that means you got to tie them up and pull them to the side. I just watch my boys play the same thing they've been doing for years. It's just the way I talk about them and the way they play. It's just getting it all on camera now. But it's good for conversation. It's good for conversation. You know that. But I ain't taking no shot. My boys, if you that good, you shine on the court. Don't shine from what I'm saying.
All right. So we've talked about you and your take on how you handle your boys and how they don't respond. They don't talk back because you don't raise boys like that. And you're okay with all the attention, negative or positive, that you receive.
Well, it comes with the territory. And that's how you feel arenas. Like everybody wants to shut me up, but they can't. You see, my boys go out there and you know what? Let my boys finish whooping your tail on the court while you paying attention to what I'm saying on the outside.
There was a statement that you made in a recent interview. They said all the talk that you're doing could make more people want to come at Lonzo when he gets in the league.
Come at Lonzo? See, that's what all the reporters and everybody say on the outside. To say, hey, when Lonzo get there, you all heard what I said. Get to him. I don't think not one player worried about getting to Lonzo. They worried about playing, making their money, and trying to win.
All right, so tell me about the tournament. You made a declaration early in the season.
Yes.
UCLA wins it all.
Well, UCLA wins it all.
You
and I still stay true to that. I ain't going to be like, you know what? I don't think they might not win now. Shoot.
Any hesitation in what you saw? They didn't win the Pac-12 tourney, so you see that.
I never said they're going to win the Pac-12 tournament.
What they have on the court, though?
Yes.
You still okay with the capable assignments?
I'm going to tell you this. I told my boy this. There's 3 levels of play.
Tell me about it.
Regular season, then you got playoff mode, and then you got a championship mode.
Okay.
And he knows he got to keep going up.
I do appreciate you. You're making me laugh, so I'm trying to keep it composed as a journalist. But you are funny, and I know you understand what you're doing.
Yes.
People have said to me, he reminds me of Earl Woods. You have a bit of Richard Williams to you as well. Is there a method to what some would say is method?
Oh no! First of all, you talking about Venus and Serena's dad. That's a single sport. Tiger Woods. That's a single sport. They don't have, one of them got girls, the other one got one boy. I got 3 boys. So you're trying to compare me to them, but you can't.
In terms of how you approach, in terms of how you instill, in terms of their work ethic, in terms of what you want them to do and how you want them to operate,
I think every father that's got some successful kids is kind of like that. But everybody has the same thing. They want the best for their kids, especially as parents. You just don't videotape everybody. Like somebody's playing piano really good right now. And their parents are saying, you're the best orchestra I ever seen in my life. But ain't nobody want to hear that because ain't nobody trying to watch no piano.
Okay. Before I let you go, we were told that the home was burglarized last night. Is everybody okay? Is everything
Everybody's
okay?
all right. Chino Hill's got the best neighborhood watch in the world.
Okay.
As soon as you bust a window, they calling in police. That's all they did was break a window.
And that was it?
And that was it.
Everybody's okay?
Everybody, I wish I was there. They wouldn't be. It ain't hard to get in my house. It's hard to get out.
Uh-oh. Okay. All righty. Oh, it's coast to coast, guys. Breaking news with LeVar Ball. He is something, ain't he? Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, sweetheart.
Best
Thanks
of
very
luck.
much.
Okay.
All righty.
Back in a moment.
Should the Spurs foul? Should Miami go for the three right away? James catches, puts up the three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
One of the most famous shots in NBA Finals history and the author of said shot, Ray Allen, joins us now on behalf of Polaris Slingshot, a unique three-wheeled moto roadster. Ray, that moment 4 years ago in Miami, all the fans, a lot of them had streamed out. They couldn't get back into the building. What sticks with you about that shot?
What's up, David? So much sticks with me about that shot. I think first and foremost, just the fact that I shot that shot, at least 60, 70 times that day, early in the morning and then right before the game, and to be able to be put in that situation, it was almost like I didn't think about it. I didn't breathe. I didn't blink. I just got to where my comfort zone was, and everybody got to see it unfold in that situation at that moment. But it was something that I was so comfortable and used to doing.
I know the police tape was up, trying to keep the crowds back and all that stuff, and then you came up. Really, it was as close as a team has ever been to not winning a finals and then coming back and winning it. You guys were on the brink and you pulled it out. And then, Ray, you considered a comeback, I know, last summer. Some teams were contacted, like the Warriors and Cavs. Why ultimately did you decide, that's it, I'm done, don't want to play anymore?
Well, I mean, I obviously... I was looking into it, and I was kind of making this last-ditch attempt at trying to figure out if this was something that I wanted to do, or if it was time for me to hang it up. And there was just, there was interest, and people talked about it, and they're like, we could use him, but nobody was knocking my socks off and giving me any great ideas or presentation for me to really suit up with him. So I was like, I've had a great 18 years. I've overachieved, in my opinion. To be able to win 2 championships is incredible. I never imagined I'd be able to win one. So I was able to say, I can ride off to the sunset and let it go.
What's it like, Ray? What's it like being a retired NBA player now?
It's the strangest thing in the world, because for most of my life, I've always had a schedule. I've always had somewhere I had to be. Somebody's checking your body fat. Somebody's making sure you got 10 lifts in a month in the weight room. And now, for me, I'm accountable to my own growth or my lack of growth, whatever it may be. So what I learned now is to eat right, to eat better, to challenge myself in my own ways, to run, to ride, to lift weights. And everything I've learned over my 25 plus years of playing basketball, I don't want to lose them. I want to kind of improve on them and make myself a little bit better.
All right, so the routine of an NBA game or an NBA season is gone. Your routine was legendary. I mean, I know you'd take a nap, and then you'd have your chicken for lunch, and then you'd go to the arena. And you talked about how many shots you would get up, Ray. How many do you think you would shoot before a game, just getting loose?
Before a game, I probably shot 150 to 170 shots. And, there's this misconception out there, like kids walk up to me all the time and they say, should I shoot 1,000 shots a day? Or they think there's this big number for your practice, for your routine. And I tell them it's important that you get the right shots up. If you shoot 1,000 shots, I'll show you 1,000 bad shots that you're shooting. Shoot fourth quarter shots. Those shots that you have a 7-footer running at you and you got to get the shot off over his outstretched arm or hand. And if you practice that shot every single moment you take a shot, that's when you're putting yourself ready to shoot these shots in games. And too often I walk in the gym and I see kids just kind of going through the motions, getting shots up. They're not sweating, they're not moving. and then they'll shoot and walk out of the gym and they say they got a workout in, but they're actually going to fail the minute they go and have to take that game shot. Their body's not going to be ready for it. So my career, I've taken that game shot, that fourth quarter shot every single day, every routine, and then I shoot free throws in between because I know you need pressure on you. And the only way to do that is to do that when you're sweating heavily and you just went through an intense workout.
I did a little research here. I know you said at one point you feel like you have a mild case of OCD. How did that manifest itself in your career as a basketball player?
Well, I started thinking about all the things that I can do or I can't do. And when I got to the NBA, I was thinking, how am I going to help a team win? The likes of Michael Jordan, Reggie Miller, Mitch Richmond, all these great players that are in the league, Clyde Drexler, that are playing, and how am I going to have an impact? So I started thinking, I said, well, let's control the things that I can control, like being on time, giving extra effort, like doing the extra work, like knowing the plays, like all these things. And so I started becoming very anal about them. Being on time, being early is being on time. Being the first one in line, doing all the routines. If we were doing a figure eight in practice, I made sure that I was at the front of the line and tried to figure out and learn everything I need to learn. So before you know it, I started figuring everything out. And then I started wanting things the way they're supposed to be every time so I can figure them out. And I never got behind. And before you know it, I started really learning how to shoot and learning the routine and sticking to the guys that really could shoot on a team. And those guys made me better, and I made them better. And then ultimately, I got the hang of it. And then I became really good at it.
You sure did. The best shooter in the game in your time, the NBA's all-time leader in three-pointers made. Ray Allen joining us today on Coast to Coast. Ray, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David.